After transmigrating, I got a fortune book that let me reincarnate. As long as I died, I could carry my past life fortune into the next life. In my first life, I was reborn as an orphan in a small fishing village. But before I could find a chance to get myself killed, the fortune book told me suicide wasn't allowed. According to the fortune book, suicide meant not valuing your own life. After death, your soul would be destroyed, with no chance to reincarnate ever again. But the fishing village faced the sea, with mountains behind it, like some hidden paradise. So every villager there was kind-hearted. Forget harming someone's life. Even a regular argument was hard to come by. So I lived there for 10 years, and still couldn't find one chance to get killed. So I changed my plan, and left home when I was 11. I crossed mountain after mountain, but beyond each mountain was still another mountain. I didn't know how much farther I had to go, but I did know that if I kept going, I'd eventually die in that deep wilderness, and then my soul would be destroyed. Because dying from something not caused by another person also counted as suicide, though that attempt failed badly. My determination to reincarnate never faded. If I couldn't get out through the mountains, then I'd go by sea, but things didn't go my way. After 3 months at sea, I got sick and had to return to the fishing village. After that, I tried all kinds of death-seeking plans, but everyone was ruled as suicide, so I stopped actively trying to die. Instead, I sat by the sea every day, hoping some immortal would show up and take me away. Just as I was lost in thought, the distant sky suddenly changed. Right as I looked up to see what was happening, the fortune book in my mind suddenly reacted. Cultivators are fighting in the distance. Your life is about to be threatened. Before dying, you may give your final words. Your final words will affect your next identity and inherited fortune. If you choose to defend the fishing village, you'll be born into a kind family and gain a fortune. Act of justice. If you choose to kneel and beg for mercy, you'll be born into a landlord family and gain a fortune. Bully the weak, fear the strong. Act of justice. Your actions naturally carry charisma, and a simple call to action can rally a crowd. Bully the weak, fear the strong. You have absolute pressure over the weak, but can't muster any resistance against the strong. Note, if you do nothing, you'll be reborn somewhere similar to the fishing village, with no fortune at all. At that moment, I stared at the words, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. It had been 15 years. I could finally die. At the same time, 2 cultivators had already fought their way above the sea near the village. One of them shouted in rage, "Jianzhou, we're both badly injured. Why keep pushing this? Will you only stop if we both die here?" The middle-aged sword cultivator called Jianzhou summoned his flying sword with a fearless aura. "Old Demon Yin, save your breath. Even if I die today, I'll wipe you out completely." Fine. If that's how it is, then nobody gets to live. There's actually a fishing village up ahead. Then they can all die with me. The pressure from a powerful cultivator was suffocating. Kind of like in this fragmented era, when we want to find quality original animations, but don't even know where to start. That's why I recommend trying Douyin Select. It's packed with high-quality original animations, so you don't have to search everywhere. They're all medium to long videos, and the interface is clean and simple. The 2-column layout gives you more choices, and once you start scrolling, it's hard to stop. So if you want more animations like this, Douyin Select is the place to go. Seeing old Demon Yin rushing toward the village, I wasn't sad, I was thrilled. Then I slowly spread my arms. This fishing village is where I grew up. If you want to destroy my home, you'll have to step over my corpse first. I didn't say it very loudly, but old Demon Yin in the sky heard every word. He gave a sinister laugh. What a righteous young man. But people like you are exactly what I hate most. Then I'll start with you as an appetizer. Old Demon Yin waved his sleeve, and a towering wave rose behind him. But what he never expected was that I smiled and closed my eyes. Just as the young man was about to die, Jianzhou caught up and split the giant wave with one strike. The seawater instantly fell like pouring rain. Even though the spell was broken, the aftershock wasn't something my mortal body could withstand. My whole body was sent flying. Blood sprang from my mouth, and I completely passed out. At that moment, Jianzhou appeared in front of me. Old Demon Yin, as long as I'm here, you won't hurt him at all. Old Demon Yin narrowed his eyes, and instantly came up with an idea. If you had to choose between saving him and killing me, what would you pick? Jianzhou frowned. He understood exactly what old Demon Yin meant. He looked up at old Demon Yin in the sky, then down at the unconscious young man. That image of the boy risking his life for justice seemed to appear before his eyes again. Seeing Jianzhou hesitate, old Demon Yin already knew the answer. But just as he was about to leave, he still felt annoyed. So he threw out one last threat. You chased me for 3 days and nights. I'll definitely settle this score someday. Even after saying that, old Demon Yin still didn't feel satisfied. After all, even if he trained for another 1,000 years, he still might not beat Jianzhou. Seeing the boy Jianzhou was protecting, he found a new target to vent on. That kid better never leave home. Before I kill you someday, I'll still use him as my appetizer first. With that, old Demon Yin finally felt satisfied and left with a loud laugh. Jianzhou watched him leave, without saying much. Then with one glance, he saw my injuries were serious. But to a cultivator, injuries like these were nothing. With a flip of his hand, a pill flew out. Then he used spiritual energy to clear my blocked meridians. With both working together, my injuries slowly improved. Then Jianzhou murmured, You're actually a bit like me when I was young. For friends and family, you can put life and death aside. You'd be wasted in this little village. Come on, I'll take you to cultivate. 3 days later, I woke up in an unfamiliar place. I instinctively muttered under my breath, where am I? Then I suddenly realized something. Wait, I'm not dead? How am I not dead? That makes no sense. Was that old demon Yin really that weak? Just as my mind was racing, new words appeared in the fortune book. Your luck is extremely good. You survived a major battle, causing your reincarnation fortune to change. In your next reincarnation, you will become a child of destiny. Holy crap, a child of destiny? Isn't that basically protagonist armor? I need to die right now. Thinking that, I frantically searched the room for something that could kill me. But I quickly calmed down, because I suddenly remembered suicide would destroy my soul. Only being killed by someone else could trigger reincarnation. And it seemed I'd been saved by a cultivator. Could I be inside an immortal sect now? I looked around and saw a few things on a small wooden table. A chi condensing manual, a low-grade spirit stone, a bottle of fasting pills, an identity token, and a set of outer disciple robes. I'd read plenty of cultivation novels. After seeing those things, I immediately figured it out. Not only was I alive, I'd been brought back to a sect. The outer disciple robes meant my talent was terrible. But that wasn't a problem. Next life, I'd have child of destiny luck. How could other cultivators compare to me? Since I was inside a sect, getting killed should be easy. I'd just go out and provoke some big shot, then let him slap me to death. But just as I was about to go out and court death, the fortune book reacted again. Note, actively provoking a cultivator stronger than you counts as suicide. Regarding suicide judgment, if you set up your own death, that is your own karma and you must bear it. It counts as suicide. Regarding being killed by others, if you get involved in someone else's incident, and their karma is the main cause, you do not need to bear it. That counts as being killed. No further reminders will be given. Please take note. Please treat death carefully. That left me kind of stunned. I understood it, but clearly getting myself killed had just gotten much harder. I sighed helplessly. Although getting a powerful cultivator to slap me dead wouldn't work. This was the cultivation world. Murdering people for treasures was super common. There would be plenty of chances later. Then my eyes fell on the table again, and I picked up the chi condensing manual. I'd always fantasized about cultivating after transmigration. I never thought I'd actually get to experience it one day. A moment later, I sat cross-legged like a real cultivator, following the method written in the manual, breathing in and out to find this so-called ki sense. But after sitting there for a whole hour, forget finding any ki sense. I nearly ran out of breath. Cultivation was way too hard. Was it because my talent was too poor? Looks like this body wasn't suited for cultivation. I needed to hurry up and get remade. Just as I thought that, a voice came from outside. Junior brother, are you inside? Elder Jinjo told me to help arrange your daily sect affairs. Hearing that, the name Jianzhou sounded familiar. During that battle, Jianzhou was one of the two cultivators, since he was the one who saved me. The disciple he sent probably wasn't a bad person either. Senior brother, please come in. I invited him inside. After all, I really did need to understand this sect better. A chubby guy waddled into the room, then introduced some basic information. What I cared about most, of course, was cultivation. How can I successfully condense ki? Is there any trick to it? Wang Dafu smiled knowingly. I knew you'd ask about that. For outer disciples with poor talent, condensing ki on your own is extremely difficult. The best method is to use a chi condensing pill. But one chi condensing pill costs 5 low-grade spirit stones. Only then did I understand the key to ki condensation. After that, we talked about many things, and I learned quite a bit as a total cultivation newbie. After a long while, Wang Dafu left. In a great mood, he even left me a welcome gift. It wasn't anything valuable, just a small bag of herb seeds. Outer disciples were generally weak and had limited ways to earn spirit stones, especially new disciples like me. The only way to earn them was farming herbs. A moment later, I arrived at the field assigned to me. I dug and dug and dug. After several hours of hard work, I finally planted all the seeds. Holding my aching lower back, I stared at the field I just worked on. This was nothing like the cultivation I imagined. The cultivation I dreamed of was flying on swords. Where did farming come into it? And Wang Dafu said these spirit herb seeds were chi-gathering grass, based on the ratio of yield to growth time. If harvested after 1 month, they could be traded for 1 or 2 spirit stones. If harvested after half a year, they could be traded for 6 to 10 spirit stones. If harvested after a year, they could be traded for 15 to 20 spirit stones. In other words, it'd take about half a year to afford 1 chi condensing pill. And even with the pill, qui condensation wasn't guaranteed. There was once a record of the least talented disciple in the Azure Cloud sect, using 9 full pills before succeeding. If I ended up like that disciple, how long would it take me to reach the immortal path? Thinking of that, I suddenly realized something. Wait, that's not right. Why do I have to cultivate at all? Wouldn't it be better to reincarnate and cultivate in my next life? Besides, once I started cultivating, my strength would increase. Wouldn't that make it even harder to die? I had a cheat ability on me. Getting killed was the most important thing right now. Not farming for spirit stones. I stared bitterly at the spirit field in the courtyard. This whole afternoon had been a waste. My body was tired, and my heart was even more tired. Forget it, I'll sleep and recover my energy. That way, I'll have strength to reincarnate early tomorrow.